Mic's on. Just setting up. Should be good to go. Get this screen good. And now we're in chat mode. Let's see who is around tonight. 8:51 p.m. Eastern. Never prepared. Always setting up. It's usually how it goes. But here we are. Looks like we're pretty good to go here. All right. What are we talking about tonight? So first, I want to hear what your top 5 Tundras are. And I did a video earlier today to coincide with what we're doing right now. Andrew, always number 1. Cheers to you, buddy. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. So 1 person on and 1 like, that's 100%. That's good. Let's just hope there's more of you, Andrew. That's what we want. So, yes, top 5. That's what we did a video on earlier today. And the reason I did that video is because of the live stream. I wanted to see what you guys thought of my top 5 and what your top 5 all-time Tundras are. Jimmy, how you doing? Good to see people signing on. Hello. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I think my top 5 was pretty spot on, but that's just me. I know you guys will have a couple of different Tundras to throw in there, maybe some that I forgot. I will tell you that in doing the top 5, it was tough because I have more than 5 that I like. Dev, how you doing? Andrew says, what's the name of the dealership in Vermont you're always shouting at? Handy Toyota. Currently on the East Coast and wanted to swing by. Yes. I am good, Jimmy. Very good. Mark, how you doing? Fred, hello. Erie, PA in the house. What's up? Still waiting for my Tundra. David in Florida. Very good. What Tundra did you get? Tell us all once again. Tundra should be coming in pretty hot and heavy all over the country at this point. It's pretty much every dealership around me now is fully stocked on Tundras, even starting to see. I'm going to shock all of you that have been around the channel a long time right now. We're even starting to see under MSRP prices around me. Whoa, I know. It's been a long time since we've seen that. This past Sunday, we went to Holman Toyota in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, and they've been MSRP for a while. So that's pretty cool. That means you could probably walk up in there and get yourself a nice deal. But even more than that, some of the dealerships that have always had markups on their trucks, they are now coming down under MSRP. I saw one dealership had like $6,000 off almost all of their Tundras, which, listen, that might not have been a big deal in 2018 or 2019, but in 2023, that's a big deal. So I'll take that. Anything's better than 6,000 to 8,000 over MSRP, right? Desmond Rich, how you doing, buddy? It has been a long time. It's good to see you. I'm doing well. Camper Mike, right on time tonight. Absolutely. Sean, what's going on? Good to see you. 1794 6-foot bed. I like it. Crew Max with the 6.5-foot bed for David. A beautiful truck. Seems like capstones are all under MSRP. Starting to see that. There was a long time where even if you found a dealership that was an MSRP dealership, the pros and the capstones were marked up. At least I noticed that in the research that I've done. But all of that is changing. If we stay the course by this time next year, we won't even remember this above MSRP stuff. Hopefully. A lot of my local dealer looked empty still. Last I drove by on the interstate. That's crazy. Home right now will be for quite a while. Can you help me with Dan's truck? With what year is? I'll send it to you. Yay. Send it away. Samuel, how you doing, buddy? I'd rather talk Tundras than watch sports. Interesting. I appreciate you. I thank you for that. Why can't we do both? Just throw it on. Throw it on in the background and all is well. I don't have that luxury right now. So you'll have to keep me up with any sports that are going on. The Devils had their home opener tonight, I believe. I think they're home. I don't know. Devils and Red Wings. I'm an Islander fan. That's Saturday. I'll worry about that then. The Giants are terrible. So, Lord Norwell, how you doing? 07 to you. The bet. Oh, Mike, I'm very sorry, buddy. Very sorry to hear that. Power through it, my friend. All the prayers and luck to you. Anything you need, I'm here. Tundra Dude, are all those... I think you're going to say a shout out to me and all those in law enforcement and the military. Let's do the cheers. I think that's what we're going to do. A cheers. As always, you got to start the live stream right. A cheers to all the military and emergency services in the United States and Canada. We love you. Thank you for all you've done and continue to do for us every single day. Keep us safe. God bless. I would chug that, but that would be very bad. Get well soon, Mikey, for real. Dev says, I saw 1794 Chick-fil-A. I like Chick-fil-A, and I like 1794. Andrew, I want to say this is Diet Pepsi, but it is not Diet Pepsi. It is Diet Coke tonight, and I'm not a fan of Diet Coke. So that's all I had. Didn't have anything going for me. Could have had a water, but this is a live stream. We're trying to have a good time, right? Mesquite, great color on the 1794. I like that, Dev. So, okay, we got a lot of people signing on. A little early, but we're getting to the top of the hour. Of the 27 on here, hello to everyone. 07 is internet, speak for salute. Yeah, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to know that. Never stuff like that for me. I got an iPhone like 7 years after everybody else. So, but I appreciate that. Local hockey starts on the 20th. I love it. So, of the 26 of you on here, where are you coming from in the world tonight? Where are you out there? I hope everybody is happy and safe and having a good Thursday night. Please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hit that subscribe button as well. Might as well. You're here. Learn a little bit about Tundras. And now the burps begin, ladies and gentlemen. 6 minutes into this live stream, the soda burps are here. Andrew says, getting the TRD 3-inch lift delivered tomorrow. So next week, going to call around and see what dealerships are charging for install. Yeah, let me know what's going on with that, because I want to hear what the pricing is. There was times where people were getting turned away. Certain dealers wouldn't do it. They didn't have, the manuals to do it yet when they first came out. It became a big pain in the butt for a lot of people for a long time. I think we're past that because it's been out a little while now, but I'm definitely wanting to hear and very interested to hear what is up with the pricing on that. All right, Deb is in Washington State. Jimmy asked, how was bowling? Let's see. Bowling this week was a 640 series, so not bad. Tim, how you doing, Tim? South Dakota, the great state, South Dakota. Camper Mike says, hope to make the game. They will lift the championship banner. I like that. Sean says, nothing MSRP in my area so far. They're coming down, though, slowly but surely. It's going to come to a point where you can't be above MSRP when all the other dealerships around you are going to regular pricing again. Elko, Nevada, got to say it right. Still with the 05 Tundra. I love it. Fast says Mooresville, North Carolina, Race City, USA. Ross Chastain knocked out of the, he didn't make the 8 qualifying. I'm kind of upset about that, but it was a bad Talladega for us. Eric said hit the like button. I agree. Dev is a Kraken fan. Ugh, Seattle. Jimmy says, you're also a golfer, right? Yes, I am. Playing tomorrow. Scott D says, what do you think we will see, or when do you think we will see more platinum with the TRD off-road package? Hard to find in the tri-state area, and Jimmy is in Louisiana. That question is from Scott. Scott, I've been keeping my eyes absolutely peeled on exactly what you're talking about. Here's a couple. We thought we wouldn't see the 3-inch lift a lot. Now it's a factory option. I'm seeing it everywhere. We thought we wouldn't see lunar on the Platinum in 1794 right away. I'm seeing that all over Auto Trader. The one thing I'm seeing very seldom is that Platinum with the TRD off-road package. I'm keeping my eye open. They are out there. There's just not a lot of them out there yet. So my hope is we will start seeing them. I'm not going to say regularly, just every once in a while would be nice. So I can't even tell you what I think because I don't know. But hopefully sooner than later for sure. Sudbury, Northern Ontario, Canada, Mark. There we go. Canada always has to show up. Absolutely. Nando says, checking in from North Texas. Hello, sir. How are you? But yeah, I hope the Platinum with the TRD off-road package makes its way up to one of the lots that I walk so I can walk the thing. I'd love to see it up close. Rich is Washington State also. Good. Boys, it's a little early for you guys, right? 6 p.m.? I like it. Delicious soda. Just so good. You know, it's just the one vice I'm going to keep. Mike, what's going on, buddy? Florida in the house. I like it. George says, hey, Mark, thanks for everything you do. Anytime. We both agree the 2020 is sweet with the Apple CarPlay and other extra options. But for the price, 16 to 19 will be a good option, by the way, in Pigeon Forge now vacation. Nothing wrong with the 16 to 19 at all. If you're aiming, you might want to check out the 2017. Last year before Toyota Safety Sense. Some people don't really care about all the safety stuff. And if that's the case, the 16 to 17 is the way to go. But that's a fine, group of years there. It's just in 2020 they started to come out with the Entune 3.0, push button start, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, like that kind of stuff came out. So if you don't care about that and you don't want anything to do with Toyota Safety Sense, which is 2018 and up, 16 and 17, some fine years there. Sean says, my local dealer still only gets 1 or 2 at a time. What dealer is that? Bristol? Right around Bristol? I know, you know, if you want to shout the name out or not. Some people do, some people don't. But if you do, I'd love to know. I'd love to see what their, like, you know, in-transit list is. Deb says, Seattle is that bad yet? Rains and the traffic can be crap, but it's not that bad. Cool. Yeah, I would love to go to the West Coast. I've never been to the West Coast yet. Mike says, 5,600 left on my 17. The payoff is getting close. And then just enjoy it. How many miles on that, Mikey? TC says, hanging in there from Southern California. See, I'd like to go to Southern California. I'd like to see TRD, Torrance, California. Let's see. Ryder says, 2023 SR5 Sport, leveled with Nitto 34s and Lunar Rock, loaded inside my Tundra. I love it. I love everything you just said. Excuse me. Dev is south of Seattle. Camper says a bit over 57,000 on the miles. Not bad, buddy. Brand new. Samuel says, tuning in from Cincinnati. I've commented before. My taco lease is up in 4 months, and I'm hoping to upgrade to a 24 Pro. I like it, but nothing close, and dealers are telling me 6 months to a year, but want a 1K deposit. Samuel, it's perfect that you just brought that up, because now I get to bring up my favorite thing to talk about when I want to help you guys with a happy purchase with your Tundra. This is a perfect opportunity, the situation you're in. Use something like AutoTrader. Search and grow out your search radius instead of just in your area, and see what you can find. There are MSRP TRD Pros out there. I've seen people buying 2024 TRD Pros with a little bit off. So under MSRP, just open up your search window a little bit. Worst case scenario, you drive out to get it and you drive the puppy home. One of my followers just flew in an airplane to go pick up their Tundra and drive it home. But it may be worth it to get a great deal. And come on, that's got to be a dream for a lot of us, to be able to fly somewhere and drive your new truck home. I'm doing that one day. I'm purposely buying a truck far away one day just to do that. But that's your best bet, because the 6 month to a year thing, I've heard a couple people say that to me. And there's a Terra TRD Pro, the new color, coming to my dealership in the beginning of November. I think there's another one at Holman that we were just at. It's going to be here even before that. I've seen Terras all over AutoTrader, all over the country. So it's just a matter of finding the dealership that has the right deal for you. But yes, research. Open up that search radius, and you will find what you are looking for, my friend. Need brakes before much longer on the driver's side. Headlight is clouding, but other than that, no issues for Camper Mike. Yeah, those are easy things right there. Mike says they're on the lot. Don't do the deposit. We just got my buddy for buddy's truck for MSRP. Now you'll get below. Absolutely. Sean says, dealership sold during COVID and it hasn't been the same. Bought my Pro in Bristol, not my town. Lord says, Tundra's on my local lot don't really last. Exactly. I never see more than 1 or 2. It's Elko Motor Company in Elko. I hope I'm saying that right. But it's a lot that shares space between Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram stuff. Yeah. So a few weeks ago, I went to a dealer lot, Turnersville, Toyota of Turnersville. I've never seen a lot like that in my life. Gigantic lot with every brand you could think of all in one lot. That's pretty cool. It's like an auto mall for real. Sean does like the Terra. We're going to switch him over. He's coming to the new gen, boys. Lord says lots of Tacomas, though, which is crazy because up here, there's like no Tacomas. Maybe 1 or 2. All the Tundras are here, but the Tacomas are not, which shocks me because I would think all the dealers are just trying to get as many Tacomas as they can to get through the 2023s to get to the new gen. Andrew says, what are your thoughts on Terra? I don't think it's as much of a hit like Solar Octane was. I got to see it in person. I haven't seen it in person yet. Everything changes for me when I actually see the special color in front of me. But from what I've seen, I actually like Terra. Solar Octane was a little bright for me. Terra seems more of like a toned down version of that. So I think that's more my flavor, but that's just me, man. Texas Brian says, solid black 2021 Tundra TSS is my truck. I wanted that truck for 5 years, waited until 2021 year to pull the trigger. I love it. Congratulations. Gotta love the TSS. I wish it was a national package. For those of you that don't know, it is an appearance package. It adds better wheels, tires. It adds side steps, blacks out some emblems. It's a really nice package on an SR5. Unfortunately, Gulf States Toyota is all that gets it. George says, Car Gurus, Auto Trader, or CarMax? I love Auto Trader. I use Car Gurus as well. I like the way Auto Trader breaks down my options when I'm really searching for something specific. And you guys know by now, many of you are here every single week. You watch all the videos. I spend an unhealthy amount of time on Auto Trader trying to find the best deals for you out there. That's what I do daily. Morning, when you wake up and you're driving to work and you look and you're like, oh, it's 7:30. Mark must be on Auto Trader looking for deals on trucks. Because when I wake up and I'm having my coffee in the morning, that's what I do every single day. I'm like a master of Auto Trader at this point. AMAX says, finally, I caught a live. All right, buddy. Good to have you here. Very happy for that. That you're doing the channel full time. My favorite is the 18 to 21 TRD Pro. Love your channel. Keep up the great work. Mac Daddy is back. We missed you, buddy. Thank you so much for the kind words. Nothing wrong with the 18 to 21 Pro, except one thing. There was no 2018 TRD Pro Tundra. That was the skip year. 2019 to 21. Just for the little things. I always say that. We actually talked about that in my last live stream video this past Sunday. 2018 was a skip year because in 2018 they came out with the TRD Sport package and Toyota Safety Sense. And then the Pro returned in 2019 with Voodoo Blue, and some of the Pro stuff changed. The grill, that's the 15 to, you could say 15 to 17 or 18 because there's no 18. 15 to 17 grill right there. And then in 19, they came out with a different grill, BBS forged wheels. They changed from Bilstein to Fox suspension. So just a little fun fact for you, you know. Dev says, I just emailed you Dan's truck. I will check it out. What was the difference in your MPG, supercharger, and before? It didn't change much. Supercharger, constant testing, and all different types of stuff. It always came out to around, I think it was like 15.5, somewhere around there. When I didn't have the supercharger and I did similar trips pump to pump, maybe high 16s. Maybe if I was lucky, 17. I'd have to go back and look through all the video. It wasn't much more than that, though. But 15.5 was definitely that number that kept popping up with the supercharger. I mean, I wasn't sitting there driving the thing like, you know, hell on wheels the whole time. But, yeah, supercharger didn't make the truck feel like it was just burning fuel left and right. It felt like the truck was driving better with the supercharger. Because don't forget, you had all that extra horsepower. It just felt the throttle response was good. It felt pepped up. It felt ready to go at all times. And let's be honest, that's a big, heavy truck. So when you put that supercharger on there, it really wanted to get going down the road, you know, chirping tires and whatnot. But it was a fun experience, a supercharger. So I like to say this to people because there still are a lot of people that are like, no new gen. I'm not doing twin turbo V6. There is a lot of comparable stuff between the supercharger and the setup they have now, like the iForce Max will say. The power delivery is it's a lot of power. It feels like both of them throw you back in your seat. The difference is the supercharger is a loud, aggressive experience, while the iForce Max is silent. And you get flying down the road with the fake engine noise behind you. But the feeling when you're actually like, whoa, when it throws you back in the seat, it has that same amount of power to it. That torque feeling is there. It's just the difference in how that power is delivered. Very loud, very aggressive with the supercharger, which I like. You know, I'm not one of those people that, hey, let's go chop off all the mufflers and cats and just have straight all the way through, cut it all off. Loudest truck we can get. No, I'm not one of those guys. But I like a little noise, and the supercharger whine was awesome. When I got into the new gen Tundra and there was just no sound at all, no exhaust really at all. I mean, there's the fed-in sound, but it's not a lot. The fed-in sound is just when you're getting up to speed, kind of has the sound of a TRD dual exhaust, but nothing's like the real thing. But yeah, the similarity in the two are the torque feeling when you're getting up to speed. There is a lot of power behind both, throw you back in your seat kind of thing. And the difference is the aggressive feeling and sound of the supercharger and the super smoothness of the iForce Max. So hope that helps. Supercharger was, I don't remember much of this, maybe $7,000 to buy, another $2,000 to put on, and then I had to get it tuned. About $10,000 investment the supercharger was back in 2017. Probably more now. And you just asked about MPG, and I went off on that crazy long thing, and I apologize for that. Andrew says, "Is this the live that the airbag goes off?" Stay tuned, folks. We're hoping. I'm hoping one day, you guys get to see the airbags in the 1794 seat go off. I certainly hope not tonight. Kind of tired. I don't feel like going to the ER. But, whatever you need to watch, I'm in. Paul says, my local dealer is still tacking on 4K markup plus 500 dealer processing fee, along with the $1,500 pinstripe, nitrogen-filled tires, paint, and interior protection. I want to see what the interior protection is. I see that in all the stickers. What is it? What is it? I need to know. Lord says it also has a ton of used Tacomas. Checking their website, they actually have 6 Tundras on the lot. With one of them, a blueprint exterior capstone. That's a beautiful truck. I have seen that in person. Blueprint looks great on everything. Gerard says, my favorite Tundra would be a 2021 Tundra 1794 Crew Max 4x4 and keep it forever. I, too, would very much like that truck, sir. Nice pick. Nando says, my 2017 Platinum Tundra has 72,000 miles. I'm still unsure if I should get the new gen. Well, it's a tough decision. Have you test drove a new gen yet? That is the question. Gerard says, Nando, I would keep your truck forever. Michael says, I had two 5.7s with 500,000 miles. I was major Gen 3 skeptic. I love this powertrain. Yeah, a lot of people that don't like the new gen get behind the wheel and they're like, all right, this isn't too bad. The thing that scares people about the new gen more than anything are the quality control posts that you see every once in a while. Excuse me, Pepsi burps, Coke burps tonight. People have problems and you see the issues on the forums and it scares people away because this is a new truck. And even when the 07 Tundra came out, there was a lot of bugs in the beginning. It's just a new gen truck. And as they work out the bugs, hopefully everything gets back to normal. A lot of bugs are already worked out, but that scared a lot of people in the beginning. The other thing is that people are used to a V8 with a truck. V8 and truck, peas and carrots, So then here you go going from, this V8 Tundra, it's forever, it's naturally aspirated, to the new following year. No more V8. We're going to go small displacement forced induction. Now this is the way. So that took and still takes people a while to get used to because that's not something everybody wants. So Toyota has to basically prove that new iForce and iForce Max can do the job with reliability. And I think over the years we will start to see that. But the sales are way up. The sales are good. People are buying them. Let's check that real quick. You said you sent it to me. I want to see what truck you're talking about here before we go any further. There it is. Downloading. All right, so your friend's truck here, Access Cab, SR5, first gen Tundra. You're not giving me a lot in this picture. I'm going to say this is like an 02. 02 or 03. You tell me. I'll try to show the people here. Let's get that out of here. Make sure you guys can see it. Anyone want to take a guess? See if I can get that so you can actually see the picture. First gen. I'm going to guess 02 or 03 on that one. It's a nice truck. I like the first gen Tundra a lot. I like the 07 Tundra more than anything though. Like that's my truck. The 07 to 13s are by far my favorite truck. And that doesn't mean I don't get me wrong, I like all Tundras, but man, there's just something about the 07 to 13. For what it did for the time period for the Tundra, you got to remember you're coming from a not so full size truck. It wasn't big like the big three in size, but man, when they came out with that 07 with the 5.7 V8 towing 10,000 pounds with all the options, there were so many options back then as far as cab, as far as bed length. It was a crazy time for Tundra. There was 3 engine options. You had the 4-liter V6, you had the 4.7 V8, you had the 5.7 V8. The 4.6 didn't come until 2010. That replaced the 4.7. So that beginning of the second gen was just an amazing time for Tundra. And all of us remember, if you were a fan of the truck back then, you remember all of the advertisements we saw, all the Tundra climbing, that twisty metal thing with fire shooting at it while it's towing a trailer. Those were awesome. The truck that's changing it all, Toyota Tundra. Like, you had to remember that. It was on everything. Didn't matter if you were watching football, NASCAR, or Home Shopping Network. It was always there. All right, let's see. I'm so lost now. I'll get there. Carrie says, love your show. Carrie from Eagan, Minnesota. Hope I said that right. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. Camper Mike says, an upsell, like all the stuff they try and add on for the final signing. Yeah, that's an upsell. Yep. So many recalls on the new one, and I just do not like the looks. Well, that's 2 reasons to keep your gorgeous 2017. Jimmy says, I've seen the new 2023 Tundra TRD Pro. Always good truck. GGG says, 2 videos in 1 day, Mark. You're on fire, my friend. Happy Thursday. Well, I did that video earlier today. I don't like to do a video before the live stream, but I did that so we could talk about our top 5 Tundras, which momentarily we will go through. There are quite a few of you on now, because I want to hear what your top 5 is. So everybody, start working on your list right now. Top 5 Tundras of all time, your favorites. I'm going to tell you mine once I get caught up on here. Got to get some rest later. Mike, be safe, buddy. Feel better, my friend. Keep me updated. Lord says, I will say that even the old 05 that I have is a real joy to take on the highway. There's a solar eclipse this weekend. I'm considering going down south for it. Why not, buddy? When in Rome, do it. Andrew says 14 to 21. I feel like look more refined than the 07 to 13, in my opinion. Yeah. Kind of like rounding out after going, oh my God, man. Why you got to throw that stuff at me? I got to read through everything before I say it. We keep it PG on here. But yeah, that's the thing. Is like the 07. So a lot of people fight about this, but officially by Toyota standards, the 07 to the 21 is the 2nd generation. Okay. A lot of people like to call the 14 to 21 the 3rd generation. I'll meet you in the middle, 2.5 generation. I like what they did in 2014. They kind of edged everything out, and it didn't look so bubbly like everyone was complaining about. But there's still something about that 07 to 13 I like. I can't shake it. Never will. It's funny when I walk onto these lots and I see $100,000 TRD Pros, capstones, all the best of the best trucks around me. And the thing that's drawing my attention is an RCSB 07 with 300,000 miles on it, and it's falling apart, as is what happened 2 weeks ago at Turnersville. Just can't get enough. Let's see. GGG says, no, love it. Keep grinding. Okay. All right. Let's go over the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, please go watch the video. You don't have to put your top 5 on here. We could just talk about a few trucks here and there. You can let me know if you agree with me on some of my choices. You will see all the pictures and video I put over on that video I put up earlier today. But I will quickly go through. Any update on the color match grill? I got in contact with Sparks Parts. It's getting done, so sooner than later. But yes, the wheels are in motion. The TRD 20-inch wheels are in motion. That was a stupid addition I just did there, but I'm glad I did it anyway. Okay, my top 5. Let's hear what you guys say. We'll go one by one. From 5 to 1, my favorites all-time Tundra. So number 5 on the list, the step side Tundra from the 1st generation. Do you guys remember that? That was the one that had the little steps integrated into the side of the bed right in front of the rear wheels. And then it had insane fenders over the rear tires and weird taillights on an access cab 4.7 V8. That was by far one of the coolest, most different trucks I've ever seen. I don't care what anyone says. I know a lot of people don't like them, but when I think 1st gen Tundra, that's the first thing that pops into my head. If I was going to go buy a 1st gen Tundra right now, it would be a step side. So that was my number 5. Does everybody know what the step side is? Do you need to see a picture? Beautiful truck. I'll pull up a picture anyway, just so you guys can see. Get all on the same page here. This is, that's not a good picture. This is the step side Tundra. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty good here. All right, look at this thing. Look at this thing. Oh, I love it. I'll turn the, everything's annoying. Gotta turn the light down or else you guys can't see it. Here we go. Okay. Step side Tundra, 1st gen Tundra. You remember this? You see the steps right in front of the rear wheels? And you see those insane taillights? I thought that was the coolest Tundra when that came out. I would buy one of them today. Beautiful truck. We always ask for the integrated steps in the rear bumper. Well, look, at one point, the Tundra did have integrated steps in a weird spot, but it was still there. Keep that in mind. Oh, it's such a good looking truck. Such a good looking truck. I am drinking Diet Coke tonight. No bueno. All right. I had a sidestep S10. Wish that would still be a thing, says Eric. There you go. Number 4 for me comes from the new generation Tundra, and it is the 1794 TRD Off-Road iForce Max in the Army Green. Everyone expected TRD Pro to be the hardest thing to get when the new generation Tundra came out, but because of all their woes with COVID and shipments and chip shortage and Tundra's just not around, the one everybody looked at as like the unicorn Tundra was that Army Green 1794. You couldn't get it. You'd see one every once in a while. It would already be bought. We're talking like a few. This wasn't like, oh, every dealership got one. I started to see the Army Green around here quite often for the new gen, 1794, that setup, just not iForce Max. But that iForce Max, which is the big engine everybody wants in the new gen Tundra, Army Green, which is now discontinued, 1794, which is what I think the true flagship trim of Tundra, TRD Off-Road. Could not get it. So that is 100% number 4 for me. I would love to have that truck, even to this day, but no more Army Green. I'm sad. All right, number 3 for me. Everyone's going to agree with number 3. The TRD Rock Warrior came out in 09. Last year was 2012 or 2013. Rock Warrior brought us the beautiful BFG KO2 tires with the TRD forged wheel, which is still everybody's favorite TRD wheel. Bilstein suspension, body color everywhere. Rear bumper was black. It had some badging, but not all badging. It really just had the 5.7 V8 badge and TRD Rock Warrior on the side of the bed. That's all. Cool part about it was you could get it in Tundra grade, which was like a lower grade SR5 at the time, or you could get it in a limited. So it changed the grille a little bit and you got interior features. But the TRD Rock Warrior was everybody's favorite at the time. If you like Tundra in that 07 to 13 generation. I always call it the one that got away. I almost bought one and didn't. But the Rock Warrior, man, beautiful truck. Many will agree. And I think number 3 goes right into my number 2 pick. I feel like the success of the Rock Warrior, the look of the Rock Warrior, brought us what came a few years later, which was the 2015 TRD Pro Tundra, year 1, Inferno. All right. I've said a lot of this in my video. I feel like I'm repeating exactly what my video said. But the cool part about that first year TRD Pro, well, it's the first year. Inferno was the first special color. We had the Toyota Heritage grille. We had the Bilstein suspension that had a little, like a 1.5 inch lift in the front. We had the black TRD wheels, the TRD dual exhaust, TRD Pro stamped in the side of the bed, blacked out emblems all the way around, blacked out headlights as far as the surround behind it. It was just a beautiful truck. And year 1 of the TRD Pro actually had fabric interior. It was black with red lines down it. Only year that had the fabric interior said TRD Pro, and then in 2016 it went Softex. Built off of an SR5 platform, very plain truck on the inside as far as features, but it was absolutely amazing. That has got to be listed on everybody's top 5. First year, 2015 TRD Pro in the Inferno color. Perfect. You can't find those things. Every once in a while, you'll see on a forum, someone will email me, hey, I just bought a 2015 Pro. I was like, keep that, my friend. That's a tough find right there. And number 1 Tundra of all time for me, I feel like it's undisputed. Give it the world title. Just give it away now. The 2007 Toyota Tundra. We talked about it earlier in this stream. Easy stuff right here. You're coming from something that a lot of truck owners didn't take seriously in that first generation Tundra. And then the true full-size Tundra comes out in 2007, wins a bunch of awards, 10,000-pound towing capacity, gigantic CrewMax cab. There were a lot of things Toyota did first back then, and it kind of set back the big 3 for a minute there, thinking like, whoa, Toyota's a true contender in the big half-ton market. They sold almost 200,000 Tundras in 07. That is by far If you want to talk about a game changer Tundra, the 2007 Tundra is your game changer. That's your Hulk Hogan. It doesn't matter what comes next. Hulk Hogan is the greatest wrestler of all time. Your 07 Tundra is your Hulk Hogan. Many imitations, but no one will ever be able to keep up with it. In history, when we go down the line and see new generation of Tundra after new generation of Tundra after new generation of Tundra, we will come back to a video like this, and I will make those videos for years to come. And I will tell you my number one on my top 5 is the 2007 Tundra. Not just because of all those cool stats and the awards and the sales and all that, because the truck looked awesome. And the truck was awesome. It was before all the crazy features and everything. 6 CD changer was still there. I love the 6 CD changer. Bring it back. I have CDs everywhere. But that's my top 5. I feel like it's a solid top 5, but I want to hear your top 5. You don't have to type it out now. You could give me one now. Go to the video and put it down in the comments below because I want to look for some of my favorites so I could talk about it next week on the live stream. That was a lot of rambling. Let's get back to business. Let's see. Rich says 2019 limited double cab TRD off-road metallic gray, removed all badges and color changed all chrome. My man. Changed grill to the Toyota Heritage Grill, 41,000 miles, will keep forever. Rich, tundradude34@gmail.com. Send me a picture of this truck. I gotta see it. Sounds amazing. Let's see, I already answered that. The beadlock rims, yeah, but they're like simulated. My favorite trucks are the current Winchell Pearl, the 08 Radiant Red Limited Crew Max, and Pirate Mica Double Cab. I like that. Yep. Excuse me. Andrew says, I would totally buy a TRD Rock Warrior and just beat it to hell. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's what they're for, right? Big sidewall tires. And a lot of people don't know. Here is a mind blower for you. The TRD Rock Warrior wheels were 17-inch. It's a 17-inch wheel. Pretty crazy, right? A lot of people don't know that. Dev says we could tow a shuttle, for God's sakes. I like it. 6-7 says RCSB. Hi, 6-7. A lot of people said that. I actually got a couple of comments on the video. They can't believe I didn't say RCSB. I love the RCSB, and for me, it's definitely up there, but you could throw it in with the 07 Tundra, I guess, because they had the RCSB back then. But I don't know. Couldn't make the top 5. This was the top 5. Somebody asked me, the reason this whole thing came to be with top 5, somebody about a week ago, after not the last dealership walk, but the one before at Turnersville, they were like, oh, you know, with all the Tundras you've seen, what's your top 5? And I was like, oh my God, I probably took the question way more serious than I should have. But I was like, I'm going to take my time with that. I'm going to think about that. And I started to go through my phone, the 20,000 pictures in there. I started to think about each generation, kind of break it up, you know, overanalyze it and come up with a nice list. I think I came up with a perfect list there. Stepside Tundra, absolutely number 5. I can't get enough of that truck. Scott says number 1's Ric Flair. Okay. I mean, I guess it depends what territory you grew up on. But, yeah, I don't know. The first wrestling match I ever went to in my life was Madison Square Garden, Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair. It was right before a Ranger game. And as Hulk Hogan won. You know how when Hulk Hogan would win back in the day, he'd like pose at every side, ear thing, pose each side. They were so late in the, like they were getting close to the Ranger game that as he's standing there posing in the ring, it was a house show. He was, they were taking the ring down as he was posing. So by the end of his posing, there was no ropes left. That is one of those memories that sticks with me forever. Late 1991 was my first one. My brother and my father went to WrestleMania 1. Don't Warrior, number 1. Come on. Stop. Please stop. Andrew says, do you fit in an RCSB being 6 foot? Yeah, I could fit in that thing. It still had a giant cab. And don't forget with the RCSB, a lot of people think that once the seats were, you know, when you're at the back of the seat, it was just wall. There was a space there. That's why I always say the new generation double cab is kind of like a glorified RCSB Tundra, for sure. Frank, what's up, buddy? Hartford, Connecticut. I like it. Bring back the Whalers, man. I sent you a drawing of Mama. If you don't know what the RCSB is, regular cab, standard bed. So regular cab, 2 or 3 seater, depending on the setup, with a 6.5 foot bed on the back. No rear seat. A little more Diet Coke. Not so delicious Diet Coke. Pepsi's better. But whatever, right? It is what it is. Maybe next week we'll do some adult beverages. What do you say? Haven't done that in a while. So, midway through the show, once again, a massive cheers to all the military and emergency services of the United States and Canada. We love you. Thank you for everything you do and keeping us safe every day. Cheers to all the heroes. That's good. Yeah, it tastes good. First sip. 6-7 says, I don't know if I fit in an RCSB Tundra. Had an 89 Chevy RCSB stepside with the 5.7 that I loved and fit well. For reference, I'm 6'9". You might have some trouble fitting in everything at 6'9". You should be playing for the Knicks. They could use your help. But yeah, when I was with the RCSB the other day at Turnersville, and I don't see them very often, but I had some time to, even when the camera was shut off, I love those trucks. So I wanted to shut the camera off and just kind of hang out with it and look at it. The cabs still look gigantic. It still looked like it could fit. I mean, the doors, I don't know if you guys have ever seen an RCSB up close and personal, but the doors are gigantic on it. You know how we always talk about in the last generation, the Crewmax, rear doors are huge. Think of that, but front door. It's just a gigantic door and a pretty big cab for what you would think it is. And like I said, behind the driver's seat, there is some space to throw stuff. Like you're not putting a human back there, but if you have a couple duffel bags traveling or something, throw them in. I still plan very much one day to buy an RCSB Tundra. I'm not giving that dream away. I always look when I'm on Auto Trader, like I say every day. I would say once a week I check out and see what the nationwide RCSB, landscape is. Sometimes you see some gems on there. The prices are still high and used. Right now, RCSB, if you find like a really, really nice one, think TRD off-road, 4x4, 5.7. That's like a unicorn RCSB. If you find that with under 100,000 miles, you're paying like 25 to 30 grand for that. Those things were about 30K brand new. So when everything went crazy with the pricing, 2021-ish, before that, in like 2017, 2018, you could find RCSB Tundras for a lot lower than that. So one day I will find one. I don't want to trust anybody, but mine's The Undertaker. Nothing wrong with The Undertaker. Scott says 06 XP. There you go. That's a unique. Michael says, I had an RCSB loaner, steel wheels, big sidewalls, smaller V8. It rode like a limo. There you go. Well, the thing about the RCSB, if you have the 5.7, some people used to put, if you guys don't know, there used to be a TRD supercharger that came with a warranty from Toyota. They discontinued it after 2015. But that TRD supercharger on a 5.7 RCSB, that thing at the drag strip turned some heads. Seriously. There's an RCSB with a 6-inch lift and tires with a huge offset near me. I'll take a picture next time I see it. See, I see a lot of those, right, on, Auto Trader and just looking around. There's some forums that are RCSB. I'm a purist. I want that RCSB as stock as humanly possible. I don't want to do any lift crazy stuff to it. I just want the stock one. The only thing I would want to do, I would want to put the TRD dual exhaust on there. I've seen it done. It's like a modified version of the TRD dual exhaust. And other than that, maybe the TRD intake, all Toyota, all the way, stock, baby. That's what I want. That is what I want. I don't want anything extra on it. There was actually one time that I came very close to buying an RCSB Tundra, maybe around 2019. And I found out that like it had all this aftermarket stuff done to it. Don't want it. The picture they took online was very clever to make it look stock. But when I saw it in person, I started to instantly pick out things that weren't stock on it. And now I'm good. Like it had a weird spacer lift on it. And you could take all that stuff off and everything, but there's just a certain way I want it. If I'm going to spend the money, it's got to be right. Let's see. Taker versus Mankind was absolutely a great match. Yes. King of the Ring. When he falls off the cage. Yes. Let's see. Eric says, TRD Supercharger stopped July 2015. Yes. I wanted it for my Tacoma. That was a month too late. I hear that. I missed my 5.7 TRD dual exhaust growl. That was a great growl. Yeah. I missed that too. I actually, right before I got rid of my 2017, the supercharged one. The last like 6 months of my time with it, I had the BA muffler TRD dual exhaust replacement kit on it, which was like the TRD dual exhaust just on steroids. It wasn't obnoxiously loud. It was just a little bit more of a bassy growl. That system was unbelievable. That was a great system. That with the supercharger whine, man, I had that locked up. Bully dog tuner. If I would have kept that truck, I probably would have DAP tuned it. That was the big tuner at the time, just to get everything synced up real nice. But that truck was fun. If anybody ever has any questions about that old Platinum, if you've been around the channel long enough, that was a fun build. It's still out there. It's still running. No problems whatsoever. There's no issues with it. I keep in touch through a few degrees of separation with the owner. Somebody that works, I don't know if they work there or they did work there, Koch 33 Toyota in Easton, Pennsylvania. We do dealer walks there every once in a while. They're very known in Pennsylvania. Somebody that works there or is related to somebody that works there now owns the truck. So a cheers to the Platinum. We missed you, buddy. That was a fun truck. Spent a lot of money I didn't have on that thing. What did that have on it? So that was a Platinum, 2017 Platinum. Had the TRD grill like that one. TRD Pro suspension, BFG KO2, 275/70 R18s. It had the Ultra Phantom wheels. It had the supercharger. Man, I blacked out all of the chrome on it. So blacked out the mirror covers, the mirror caps, and the handles. Tonneau cover. I had so much I don't even remember what was on that. That was a fun truck, though. Very powerful, very fun. Let's see. Scott says, did early Tundras come with a stick shift? That's a great question. In the first gen, early on, there was a couple years where the Tundra did come with a 5-speed, manual transmission. But it wasn't on the V8 ever. It was always on the V6. And I think the V6 was a 3.6 liter at first, and then they switched to the 4.0 liter. It went from a 5-speed to a 6-speed. But on the secondary V6 engine for a few years there was a stick shift in the first gen. I did a short on that maybe about a month ago. And people always say, we want a stick shift on the Tundra. I'm like, that's not happening. That's not happening. Be happy it's still on the Tacoma. I was shocked to see they kept that. I thought that'd be going away for the new gen on the Tacoma. But yeah, that's not going to happen. They're not going to bring that. Listen, the V8, that's gone. You're not going to have a manual. I'd love it. It'd be great. Like the old school, but none of the big three half tons, Toyota included and Nissan included, none of them have a stick shift anymore. So we have to look back at the past. But you can always tell somebody the Tundra did have a stick shift at one time. First gen, early on, 01 to 04-ish, I think it was. But again, not the V8. My brain is filled with useless information. Dan's truck had a rumble. I bet it did. That was probably the 4.7 V8 there. Hey, Mark, nice hat. Where did you get it? What hat do I have on? So this is actually from TMMTX. One of the guys there sent this to me. They have like a gift shop there, apparently. I love this hat. This hat is the same kind of, nope. You see, you don't see the mess that's over here. But I have another hat that is not here right now. But you've probably seen it. It's this, but it's a black hat with the white writing on it. That's the one I wear all the time. I can't seem to find it, but yeah, it's a mess behind the scenes, I'll tell you. So this looks kind of neat, right? Kind of cleaned up. Maybe one day I'll show you what's on that side. We have weights, drums, guitar, treadmill, mess. Yeah. Just being honest, you know? Just being honest. Wish I would have never gotten rid of my 4-liter stick shift 2015 Taco. Yeah, that's pretty cool. For a minute there, when prices were pretty okay, around 2018, I was always looking to buy like a second vehicle. You guys remember when I had that FRS? That Scion FRS is like a fun little second vehicle. Little Sunday driver. I almost got a stick shift TRD Pro Tacoma at an amazing deal, a lease deal. I really wanted that because every once in a while I go through the phases where I'm like, I wish I had a stick shift. So didn't do that, didn't pull the trigger. Yeah, that had to be 2017. That had to be 2017 because I still had the TRD Pro in magnetic gray. The 2016 was that one. Every once in a while I like the stick shift. I think everyday life that would get old real quick. Traffic around here is pretty insane. But for a secondary vehicle, for like a Sunday driver, stick shift, absolutely. So every once in a while, when Toyota, I haven't used this in a while, but you guys know that Toyota sends me the press vehicles to test. Every once in a while, I'll ask for like a stick shift. I've had the 8.6 Toyota 8.6 in Voodoo Blue, whatever color it's Voodoo Blue in the Tundra world. I don't know what they call it in that. And then I had the hatchback Corolla, which was such a fun stick shift to drive. I mean, it's low power, but you know, you control the gearing, so you control the torque of that thing, and it was amazing. Fun driving experience. But I need to have that every once in a while. I did stall in front of the mailman's truck. It was pretty funny and kind of embarrassing at the same time in the 8.6, which was awesome. But yeah, other than that, beautiful. So yeah, what do we got? I'll send you a video of what it sounded like with a drawing of it. Do it. Absolutely. Carl says, heard anything about Toyota or the truck market bringing back the mini pickups like they had back in the 70s? I did. So what is there? The Ford Maverick. Right? That's the one for Ford. What is the Toyota one that's coming out has a name? Does anybody know the name off the top of their head? The little mini truck? It seems to be there's a market out there. And pickup trucks and SUVs, that's what everybody's buying. So why not have an option for absolutely everything? Maverick sales do pretty well. Some people just want a pickup truck for the very rare occasion they use a pickup truck. They go to Lowe's or Home Depot on the weekend to grab mulch. Stout. Thank you, Jimmy. So that's coming. Toyota will have an option in that. And I think it's a great idea. And we will fully review that because that'll be cool. So then they'll be covered in you know, a lot of the truck market there. But everybody still wants a heavy duty. I don't think the heavy duty is ever coming. I think the half ton will be the maxed out version of the Tundra. Like you're not going to get anything more than that. But you know what? Just keep building on the half ton and make it better and better. I think we might have saw a diesel version of the Tundra, heavy duty, dually. Remember those pictures back around 08? But I think the recession just totally sidelined that idea. Think of all the bailouts all the automotive industry was taking. Toyota didn't take one, but that was back when the Tundra used to be built in 2 locations. It wasn't just TMMTX. It was in Indiana as well. So that was when they were building in 2 factories, 200,000 units in 07, almost 200,000. It was like 196, I think. In 2008, it was 135. But then you'll just see the sales numbers tank because everything got crazy. And I think we would have saw at SEMA, we saw that dually one. I think we might have saw, you know, something a little bit bigger, heavy duty would have been great. I think there was a time where the Tundra was going full bore into the truck market. Absolutely all in, let's go, we'll figure it out. And they got derailed by the recession. And ever since then, it's kind of been catching up. I don't know when the Stout is coming yet. Do not know. Eric says, still got my first fix with a 1988 Pontiac Fiero Formula or 1970 Opel GT 1900. I love the Fiero. My neighbor had one growing up. I love that car. To this day, I love that car. But that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. They use the Fiero as a kit car for a lot of stuff nowadays. So, yeah. So we got a little derailed there, and the diesel Tundra never came, which would have been great because Toyota owns Hino, and Hino builds diesel engines. How many Hino box trucks do you see out there? They're all over the place. So that could have been a nice partnership. Would have been great, but that dream is now gone. And the problem is, you got to remember that like it. A lot of people get mad because Toyota got rid of the V8. Okay, and you know, there's all these emissions things. Is that your office chair? Yeah, the office chair is a 1794 2022 driver's seat. Of course it is, man, right? 100 channel, got to have it. But we got to remember that we're going after the wrong people here when we get mad at Toyota for getting rid of the V8. Government regulation is insane on the automotive industry now, and you're going to start seeing the V8s disappear. Toyota was just the first one to do it. But even with, think of it this way, somebody made such a great point on a video I made the other day. We talk about how the Tundra now comes with that 3-inch lift, but they keep the tire the same. That blows people's minds that that tire is still on there and it looks off with the 3-inch lift. I'm one of those people. But somebody said the reason that tire is still on there is because they have to hit a certain MPG number for federal regulations. So instead of blaming Toyota for not putting a bigger tire on there, the blame should go to the government for not allowing these truck companies to be able to do what they have to do. Think of diesels. Diesels, they completely crippled in like 05 with all the regulations and the DEF stuff. And it's just the automotive industry is in a very weird spot when it comes to that. So that's wild. But hey, enough complaining, right? Let's see. Do I want to drive a Cybertruck? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Always want to drive something crazy like that. Best chair I've seen in a while. Yeah, best chair in the whole world. It's even a 1794. Does it have working ventilation? It's not hooked up to a battery, but if I hooked the battery up to it, it would all work. It's fully loaded. It has everything on it. Yeah, it has all the switches on the side. Airbag. I always joke around that the airbag eventually will go off, hopefully on a live stream. But yeah, this was always my idea. I wanted to get the 1794 seat of last generation because it was that super orange, almost like the table or the desk behind me, and it said 1794 up here. But this works; it does the job. I basically put a wood plank under it and put wheels from another chair, and it works fine. I like it. Fun little thing. You guys know I love the 1794, so. I know it's early, but any predictions on 2025 special color? Whew, I don't know, man. I feel like they've used all the colors. I would like to see maybe like some kind of a blue. Not like voodoo blue, but some kind of like a navy blue. Something like that. But that's just me. KC 13-0. Yeah, I'm not watching that. Anyone know the Devils score? That's what we need to know right now. Devils. I feel like they might finally put a bright yellow. Oh, bright yellow has been one everybody's asked for. Or like that golden mustard, spicy brown. That would be interesting. It's just a very big body on a truck to be putting a crazy color like that. Lord's hoping for Calvary blue. Any new design for merch on the way? I do. I don't want to use Teespring anymore, so I'm going to go back to using my father-in-law. He does them screen printing. I have a couple good ideas, and then I'll just sell it through me instead of doing Teespring. That's my plan. I don't know what that means, but thanks. Calvary Blue, I'm trading in my... Oh, yeah? You're going to trade Windchill Pro for Calvary Blue? Bring Radiant Red back. Have you seen Supersonic Red? Because it's not the worst. Eric says time for a gray. I mean, there is magnetic gray metallic on the TRD Pro, but a different kind of gray, I'd be all up for that. Or a silver. Meet like silver in the middle, like a flat silver. I'd be into that. A nice Boston Bruins gold, yellow color. No. No Cam Neely, no Boston Bruins. Can't do it. No Andy Mogan here. But I appreciate you for chiming in. All right, I think we're going to call it a live stream. It has been an hour. I thank you all for being here. Make sure you go check out the video I made earlier today and put in your top 5 list for Tundra. I'd love to hear it. Love to see what you guys are saying. And then we'll talk about it next live stream. That was a lot of fun. Any regrets for going full-time on YouTube? No. I'm still here. Still good. I don't think it would be a great. I was done with my other job after 21 years, so we're good. All is well. And if it isn't, I'll make sure I let you know, Andrew. Then you can start supporting me. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know every single time I put up a video or a live stream, which is pretty much daily at this point. But I'll talk to you guys later. Be safe, be well. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, a cheers. We don't have any soda left, but a cheers to all of the military and emergency services of the United States and Canada. We love you. Thank you for everything you do and keeping us safe every day. Be safe, be well, everyone. Talk to you soon.